There's a story about Michelangelo that perfectly captures what we're going to explore today. When asked how he created his masterpiece David from a block of marble, he reportedly said, "I didn't create David. He was already there, trapped inside the stone. I simply removed everything that wasn't David." Think about that for a moment. The greatest sculptural achievement in human history wasn't created by adding something new, but by revealing what was already present. You are that block of marble. Inside you right now exists a version of yourself that is capable of extraordinary things, a person who can handle any challenge, create remarkable value, and live with purpose and fulfillment. But like David trapped in stone, this potential version of you is buried beneath layers of limiting beliefs, social conditioning, fear, distraction, and habits that keep you operating far below your true capabilities. Today, I'm going to share with you 7 secrets discovered by the ancient Stoic philosophers. Secrets that can help you chip away everything that isn't your highest self and reveal the remarkable person you were meant to be. These aren't modern self-help theories or motivational platitudes. These are time-tested principles that guided some of history's most accomplished individuals through challenges that would break most people and help them achieve levels of excellence that seemed impossible. By the end of our conversation, you'll understand why you've been operating at a fraction of your potential, and more importantly, you'll have practical tools to begin unlocking capabilities you didn't even know you possessed. But I need to warn you up front, this isn't about quick fixes or easy transformations. What I'm going to share requires commitment, practice, and the courage to face uncomfortable truths about yourself. The question is, are you ready to meet the person you're capable of becoming? Most people go through life never discovering what they're truly capable of. They settle for mediocrity, not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they never learned how to access and develop their full range of abilities. They mistake their current limitations for permanent boundaries, their temporary circumstances for permanent identity, and their past failures for predictions of future potential. The ancient Stoics had a radically different understanding of human potential. They believed that every person was born with a divine spark, a capacity for reason, virtue, and excellence that, when properly developed, could overcome any obstacle and achieve remarkable things. They didn't see limitations as fixed or failure as final. Instead, they viewed every challenge as an opportunity to develop new capabilities and every setback as training for greater resilience. Marcus Aurelius, who ruled the Roman Empire at its peak while dealing with plagues, wars, and political turmoil, wrote in his personal journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He understood that our greatest potential lies not in controlling external circumstances, but in developing our internal capacities to respond to whatever life brings with wisdom, courage, and grace. The Stoics identified 4 cardinal virtues that form the foundation of human excellence: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These aren't abstract philosophical concepts, but practical capabilities that can be developed through deliberate practice. When you cultivate these virtues, you unlock abilities you never knew you had and become capable of achievements that once seemed impossible. Wisdom involves developing clear thinking, good judgment, and the ability to see situations accurately without being clouded by emotion or bias. It's the capacity to learn from experience, anticipate consequences, and make decisions that serve your long-term well-being rather than just immediate desires. Most people never develop true wisdom because they never create space for deep reflection or serious study of life's important questions. Courage isn't the absence of fear, but the ability to act rightly despite fear. It's the willingness to face difficult truths, have uncomfortable conversations, take calculated risks, and persist through obstacles that would cause others to quit. Courage is what allows you to pursue your highest potential even when others doubt you, even when the path is uncertain, even when failure is possible. Justice involves understanding your role in the larger community and contributing to something greater than yourself. It's the recognition that your highest potential can only be realized when you're using your abilities to create value for others, not just to serve your own interests. True fulfillment comes from knowing that your life matters, that your efforts make a positive difference in the world. Temperance is the ability to master your desires, impulses, and emotions rather than being controlled by them. It's the discipline to choose long-term benefits over short-term pleasures, to persist when motivation fades, and to maintain your principles even under pressure. Without temperance, potential remains forever unrealized because we lack the self-control necessary to do what's required for growth. Now let me share with you the 7 secrets that can help you develop these virtues and unlock your full potential. The first secret is the power of present moment awareness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." This isn't New Age philosophy, but practical wisdom about where your power actually exists. Your potential can only be realized in the present moment, through present actions, with present awareness and intention. Most people live in a state of continuous distraction. Their minds are constantly jumping between past regrets and future anxieties, between social media notifications and mental chatter, between what they should be doing and what they'd rather be doing. This scattered attention makes it impossible to access your full capabilities because excellence requires focused, sustained effort applied consistently over time. When you learn to bring your complete attention to whatever you're doing in the present moment, several remarkable things happen. First, the quality of your work improves dramatically because you're no longer operating on mental autopilot. Second, you begin to notice opportunities and solutions that were always there but hidden by distraction. Third, you develop the ability to enter what psychologists call flow states, where your performance transcends your normal limitations. Developing present moment awareness requires practice. Start by choosing one activity each day to do with complete attention. It might be eating a meal, having a conversation, or working on a specific task. Notice when your mind wanders and gently bring it back to what you're doing. Over time, this focused attention becomes more natural and extends to other areas of your life. The second secret is learning to embrace obstacles as opportunities for growth. The Stoics had a remarkable perspective on difficulties and setbacks. Instead of seeing them as evidence that they weren't capable or that life was unfair, they viewed every obstacle as a chance to develop new capacities and prove their virtue. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This isn't positive thinking or wishful optimism, but a practical recognition that obstacles are often the very experiences that force us to discover capabilities we didn't know we had. Think about the most challenging periods of your life. While they were difficult to endure, didn't they also reveal strengths, creativity, and resilience you never knew you possessed? Didn't you learn things about yourself and develop skills that would have remained dormant if life had been easy? The obstacles weren't preventing you from reaching your potential. They were the pathway to realizing it. This doesn't mean seeking out unnecessary difficulty or being grateful for genuine tragedy. It means changing your relationship with inevitable challenges from resistance and resentment to curiosity and growth. When you encounter obstacles, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" start asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" and "How can this make me stronger?" The third secret is the practice of negative visualization. This involves regularly imagining the loss of things you value in order to appreciate them more fully and prepare yourself mentally for life's inevitable changes. Seneca wrote about contemplating the loss of loved ones, health, possessions, and even life itself, not to become morbid or pessimistic, but to develop gratitude for what you have and resilience for what you might face. When you mentally rehearse potential losses, you accomplish several important things. You stop taking your current blessings for granted, you reduce the psychological impact of actual losses when they occur, and you clarify what truly matters to you. This practice also serves as powerful motivation. When you really contemplate the temporary nature of your opportunities, relationships, and even your own life, it becomes much easier to overcome procrastination and fear. Why would you waste time on trivial pursuits or avoid important conversations when you truly understand how precious and limited your time is? Spend a few minutes each week imagining life without something you currently take for granted. Your health, your family, your freedom, your abilities. Not to create anxiety, but to cultivate appreciation and urgency about using these gifts while you have them. This practice will help you access reserves of motivation and energy you didn't know existed. The fourth secret involves daily practices of morning and evening reflection. Seneca began each day by considering his goals and priorities, and ended each day by examining his actions and choices. This created a cycle of continuous improvement and self-awareness that allowed him to develop his potential systematically over time. Your morning reflection might involve reviewing your most important goals, visualizing successful completion of the day's key tasks, and reminding yourself of the person you're committed to becoming. This isn't just positive thinking, but mental preparation that helps you recognize opportunities and make better decisions throughout the day. Your evening reflection involves honestly examining how well you lived up to your standards. What did you do well? Where did you fall short? What can you learn from both your successes and mistakes? This isn't self-criticism, but self-awareness designed to help you continuously refine your approach and develop your capabilities. These daily practices might seem simple, but they're incredibly powerful because they create conscious intention around your development. Instead of hoping you'll stumble into your potential, you're actively cultivating it through daily attention and adjustment. The fifth secret is the discipline of desire, which involves learning to distinguish between what you truly need and what you merely want, and then focusing your energy on what actually matters for your growth and fulfillment. Most people scatter their potential across dozens of competing desires and distractions. They want to be successful, but also want to avoid effort. They want to be healthy, but also want to eat whatever they please. They want meaningful relationships, but also want to avoid vulnerability. This internal conflict dissipates the very energy needed to realize their potential. The Stoics understood that desire, when undisciplined, becomes a source of suffering and weakness. But when properly directed, desire becomes a powerful force for growth and achievement. The key is learning to want what will truly serve your highest development rather than what will merely provide temporary pleasure or relief. This requires honest self-examination about what you're really trying to achieve in life and why those things matter to you. It also requires the courage to let go of desires that conflict with your deeper goals, even when those desires feel compelling in the moment. Start by identifying the 3 most important areas of your life where you want to develop your potential. Then examine all your current desires and activities to see which ones support these priorities and which ones distract from them. Have the discipline to eliminate or minimize the distractions, even if they're pleasant or socially acceptable. The 6th secret is developing philosophical resilience, which means building your capacity to maintain your principles and purpose even under extreme pressure or adversity. Epictetus, who was enslaved for much of his life before becoming one of history's greatest teachers, understood that external circumstances cannot touch your essential dignity and potential unless you allow them to. He taught that we become invincible when we base our sense of worth and direction on things that cannot be taken from us: our character, our choices, and our commitment to living according to our highest values. Most people's potential is limited by their need for external validation and their fear of external criticism. They hold back from pursuing their goals because they're afraid of what others might think. They compromise their values to fit in or avoid conflict. They abandon their dreams when they encounter obstacles or setbacks. Philosophical resilience means developing such a strong sense of your own worth and purpose that external pressures cannot knock you off course. This doesn't mean becoming indifferent to others or arrogant about your abilities. It means becoming so secure in your commitment to growth and virtue that you can pursue your potential regardless of whether others understand or approve. This resilience is built through practice. Each time you choose your principles over popularity, each time you persist despite criticism, each time you act from your own convictions rather than others' expectations, you strengthen this philosophical muscle. The seventh and final secret is learning to live in accordance with your nature. The Stoics believed that every person has unique gifts and a specific role to play in the larger human community. Your greatest potential can only be realized when you discover and develop these natural abilities rather than trying to become someone you're not. This doesn't mean accepting limitations or giving up on growth. It means understanding that your path to excellence will be different from others' paths, and that comparing yourself to others will only distract you from developing your own distinctive capabilities. Living according to your nature requires deep self-knowledge. What activities energize you and which ones drain you? What kinds of problems do you naturally gravitate towards solving? What subjects fascinate you and hold your attention effortlessly? What values feel most authentic and important to you? The answers to these questions point toward your natural gifts and optimal path of development. The Stoics also understood that individual excellence is connected to collective flourishing. Your unique potential is meant to be used in service of something larger than yourself. When you discover how your natural abilities can create value for others, you've found the intersection of personal fulfillment and social contribution. Now that you understand these 7 secrets, the question becomes how to integrate them into your daily life in a way that's sustainable and effective. The key is to start small and build gradually, focusing on consistency rather than intensity. Choose 1 or 2 of these secrets to focus on initially. Perhaps you'll begin with present moment awareness and daily reflection. Practice these consistently for several weeks until they become natural habits, then gradually incorporate the other principles. Remember that developing your potential is a lifelong process, not a destination you reach and then maintain effortlessly. There will be setbacks, periods of doubt, and times when you question whether the effort is worth it. This is normal and expected. The Stoics understood that the path to excellence is difficult, which is precisely why so few people walk it completely. But here's what they also understood. The difficulty of the path is what makes the destination valuable. Easy achievements don't develop character or reveal true potential. It's the challenges, the obstacles, the moments when you want to quit but choose to continue that transform you into someone capable of extraordinary things. Your potential isn't some distant possibility that might happen someday if conditions are perfect. It's a present reality waiting to be uncovered through daily choices, consistent effort, and the courage to become who you're capable of being. Every moment offers you the opportunity to chip away another piece of marble, to reveal more of your true self. The ancient Stoics believed that realizing your potential was not just a personal goal, but a moral obligation. You have been given unique gifts and capabilities, not just for your own benefit, but to contribute to the human community in ways that only you can. When you fail to develop your potential, you deprive the world of something valuable that can never be replaced. Marcus Aurelius wrote, At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for, the things I was brought into the world to do? He understood that realizing our potential isn't optional luxury for when we feel motivated, but our fundamental purpose as human beings. The person you're capable of becoming already exists within you. The wisdom to make better decisions, the courage to take necessary risks, the discipline to persist through difficulties, the creativity to solve problems, the compassion to serve others. All of these capabilities are already there, waiting to be developed and expressed. The only question is whether you'll have the commitment to do the daily work of uncovering them. Will you practice present moment awareness when your mind wants to wander? Will you embrace obstacles when your instinct is to avoid them? Will you maintain your principles when it would be easier to compromise? Will you persist in developing your gifts when progress seems slow? These are the moments that determine whether your potential remains forever buried or finally sees the light. These are the choices that separate those who achieve remarkable things from those who always wonder what might have been. Your time is limited, your opportunities are precious, and your potential is waiting. The ancient Stoics have shown you the way. The question now is simple. What will you choose?